Hello my dear learners, how are you all doing? Today is the second session of our free English learning classes. In this program, we try to move from our basic or mediocre English to a more advanced English. We work on our speaking skills in such a way that we cover all the different aspects. In the first session also, we worked on building some nice vocabulary, learning new expressions and phrases, and also considering the correct sentence formation. If you have not attended the first session, then I'll link it here, or I can link the entire playlist in the description box so that it's easy for you learners to attend a session one after another. Now, in the first session, I asked you to leave your names so that I know the names of my learners, and many of you, hundreds of you actually came forward and had written your name telling me from where you are and everything like that. But none of you, except 3, have actually attended the full session. You did not bother to attend the full session because this is something which you're getting for free. The attention span is so less that sitting for 20-25 minutes in front of a screen to learn something literally is very hard for you. If you had attended it, then you would have known that there was a homework, there was a reading task for all of you, and then you had to comment down something which I asked you in the video. So only 3 of you. I would give a big shout out to one. I don't know your real name, but this is what is there in your handle, VHON1, Shampa Das and Namita. These 3 people only attended full session and have actually commented with the task that I assigned in that session. So I request you to attend it sincerely. It is for free, so there are more chances that you're not going to value it. This is what happens. There is one more free course that is already uploaded on this channel. It is the soft skills training program. It happened in the same manner that you did not value it more. These kind of sessions are for free, but I'm telling you, it is better than those courses that you pay for. I make it with a lot of heart and soul, and I do it genuinely to help my learners so that they don't have to pay money for institutes or buying courses, so that you can do it easily. But you simply have to sit with your pen and notebook and note down everything and speak along with me. That's all you need to do. This is a very valuable course. So if you genuinely want to learn English, if you genuinely want to improve your speaking skills, I highly request you all to attend these sessions completely, not to miss anything. You don't know the kind of learning that is going to happen here. So in the first session, we have actually kick-started our journey. Now in the second session, I am very happy to come up with something which is my favorite, something which I love completely. And those of you who are regular students of mine already know that I'm so fond of books, and I keep telling you to read more books. You know, there is this one thing about books, that these books, they let you travel without moving your feet. You travel not only to just places, but you travel into people's life and the way they are dealing with it. It's not just with fiction. Even if you're reading a self-help book, it's a journey, a complete journey. So for traveling into different eras, you need to read more. And it is not just the journey. I would like to tell you that books are the quietest and the most constant of friends, and I think I keep repeating it, they are your best friends. They are the most accessible and the wisest of counselors. When you look for solutions here and there, books can be the best counselors for you. And the most patient of teachers. I have learned a lot. I think maximum of my learning has happened through books. So I keep telling you that read more books. Today's session is all about books. We are going to learn a lot of new vocabulary, a lot of expressions, many idioms which are about books. Now, it is not simply going to confine you to the knowledge of books. It's going to be a very inspirational kind of content. Today's session is going to be like that. You would be able to inspire yourself to read more, and at the same time you would be able to learn a lot of new expressions, phrases and idioms and whatnot. Let's start the video today. So let's pick up some idioms about books which are going to be very helpful for you to use in your everyday conversations. So The first idiom that I want to take up is something which you already have heard of. I'm assuming that you can't judge a book by its cover. Isn't it a very common one that you cannot judge a book just by its cover? We keep saying that. This means that the outward appearance of something or someone is not a reliable indication of their true nature. We generally rely on the outlook of a person. If a person looks like this, then he or she should be like this. No, you should not depend on the outlook. You cannot judge a person, any experience, or even an object just by what you see. A thing, a person, or a place is more than what you see. So it is most often used in a situation where the person appears unintelligent or boring or dull, or there are certain negative characteristics which are really visible. So you decide that this person is like that. We use it in such situations. So you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. So in simple terms, if I have to say, I'll say that do not form opinions of a person's character by looking at his appearance. Let's look at some sentences, how you can use it, so it'll be more helpful for you. Priya doesn't seem like she is the smartest, but you can't judge a book by its cover, isn't it? All right, the next sentence can be, the hotel looked attractive from outside, but the rooms were damp and not well maintained. In the previous session, I did talk about damp, what exactly damp is. That is why I keep telling you to attend all the sessions sincerely, thoroughly. The next way to put don't judge a book by its cover can be, my friend Rahul may look very small and insignificant, but don't judge a book by its cover. He is a very powerful man in his circle. Okay, let's take up another example. The candidate did not look very intelligent, but you can't judge a book by its cover. So this is how you are going to do it. No doubt you're going to note down all the 4 examples that I've given you, but along with it, you are going to add one more sentence from your end, and this is how real learning happens. All right, let's move to the next one, and this is my favorite one. Bookworm. Bookworm. We use this expression especially for the people who are very fond of reading. I can use it for myself. But before we talk about it, let's talk about what a bookworm is. Bookworm is an insect that eats books, or it basically feeds on paper. Have you seen it if you keep books in almirahs for a very long time, especially in old books, you'll find those silver colored insects, worms. So this is the literal meaning of bookworm, the insect which eats on paper. But we don't use it for worms, we use it for people. We use it for a keen reader, a person who loves to read, a person who enjoys reading. Okay, did you notice that I use the word keen? A keen reader can be termed as a bookworm. Now, what is keen? Keen is an adjective, and it means that somebody is showing eagerness or enthusiasm. So keen is having or showing eagerness or enthusiasm. It means you are very interested or you want to do something very much. Let's take an example, and then you'll be able to use keen even in your sentences. Ashu's keen sense of observation allowed him to notice that life is not always fair. Or, the couple have been keen walkers ever since they read about the benefits of exercise. Now, one sentence from your end. How will you use keen if you are talking to somebody? All right, now let's get back to our expression bookworm. How we can actually use bookworm in our own sentences while having conversations with people. Let's look at the most simple and basic example. Maya is such a bookworm. She has read 3 books in just 1 week. She certainly is a bookworm, isn't she? Okay, another way of using bookworm can be, a bookworm may be good in studies, but cannot succeed in many other important domains of life. Yes, that is true. A bookworm is a person who reads a lot, but it doesn't guarantee that the person would have all the necessary skills to survive in life. Reading can give you the theoretical knowledge, but you need to actually jump into the pool. You need to actually go out and experiment with life to gain the maximum out of it. Do you agree with me? Okay, the next one is about me. Namita is a bookworm who would much rather spend her time in the library reading than socializing. That's so me. I would rather read a book, stay at home, enjoy my solitude than going out and gossiping with other ladies about other people and all of that. I would read a book anytime. Okay, another way can be, my friend is such a bookworm that a book would be the ideal Christmas gift for her. Yes, if you know that a person is a keen reader, is a bookworm, there can be nothing else better than gifting the person with the book, right? Okay, the third expression or the third idiom is to have your nose in a book. To have your nose in a book. Now, this means to read with intensity. To have your nose in a book usually means that you're oblivious to what is happening in the world because you are so absorbed with what is happening in your book. It can also mean that someone is currently reading or that someone reads all the time, and it happens with me, especially when I'm reading fiction. It just consumes me completely. All right. Did you notice that I use the word oblivious? Oblivious is an adjective too, and it means not aware of or concerned about what is happening around one. Not being conscious of something. When somebody is oblivious, it means they are not conscious about what is happening around them. So this is how we use oblivious. Let's put it in a sentence so then it will be easy for you to use it yourself. Absorbed in her work, she was totally oblivious of her surroundings. Very simple. Another way is, most people are often oblivious to the potential consequences of their stupid actions, and I completely agree with this one. They keep doing things and they are never aware, or they are never conscious about what they are doing and what can be the repercussions. Okay, let's get back to nose in the book idiom. How can we use it? Now, the first example is Nipun has his nose in a book. So don't expect him to come down for another few hours. Suppose the mother is calling the child for snacks or for lunch or for a meal. The child is having his or her. We are talking about Nipun, so let's use his. Let me repeat the sentence for you. Nipun has his nose in a book, so don't expect him to come down for another few hours. Okay, the next one is, I tried talking to Jayant, but he has his nose buried in a book. So I couldn't get his attention. When a person is so absorbed into a book, it's very hard to get responses from them. Let's look at another example. Poor Ratna is so shy. She just has her nose in a book wherever she goes. Okay, this one is very interesting. Listen to this carefully. We went to Missouri last month, but my friend had his nose in a book for the entire trip. I wish he would take a break and enjoy the scenery. So that is the thing with people. This is not exactly bookworm, but yes, when you have your nose in a book, you don't pay attention to what is happening around. It is not a good thing. I think it's important to enjoy everything about life. What do you say? Alright, let's move to the fourth expression. In someone bad books, and this is another very common one, and I think you should start using this one. In someone's bad books. Now, when do we say that we are in someone's bad books? It means that you have done something that has annoyed them. That is the reason you are in their bad books. I can say that to be in someone's disfavor or to have their disapproval. means to be in someone's bad books. Simply, Shreya is definitely in Kabir's bad books. Or, he is in teacher's bad books because he always arrives late for the class. That can be another way. Now, just like being in someone's bad books, we have another way of saying in someone's good books. Now, it is completely opposite, being in someone's bad books and being in someone's good books. So, this expression is for those people that are pleased by you. You are in someone's good books means that they are pleased with you. To be in someone's favor or to have their approval is being in someone's good books. So, Reema is in Tarun's good books. She has made quite the impression on him. Another example could be, I cleaned my room yesterday, so I am in mom's good books now. So, when you do the tasks at home, you can always be in your mom's good books, isn't it? Okay, let's move to the next expression. An open book. Now, we use it for those people who are easy to understand or who act honestly. Haven't you heard it? We use this expression for some people. This person is an open book. A person who has no secrets. To be in an open book means that you are a very open person who hides nothing from others. If people seek out information from you, you freely give it to them without hesitation. So it's good to be an open book if you're comfortable with it. So a person is easy to know, or when a person is well known. Okay, let's take an example. Don't be scared to ask your mentor anything. She's an open book. Yes, so you can ask me anything in the comment section related to these sessions or related to your English learning, obviously. Another example would be, I wish these government laws and policies were an open book, but sadly, they are not. Okay, similarly, the complete opposite of being an open book is a closed book. It is an opposite of open book. If you are a closed book, it means you're a mystery. It can also mean you are something that cannot be understood. So we use it for people or those subjects that few know much about. Not everybody knows a lot about them. So we say that this person is a closed book. Let's have a look at some examples. Karan is a closed book. We know nothing about him. Or another example can be, I wish I could say I knew a lot about my grandfather, but unfortunately he was a closed book. So let me know who are those people in your life for whom you can use open book, and the others you can describe as closed book. Let me know in the comments section. Let's move to the next expression, and that's a wonderful one, being book smart. Book smart. It's a very smart expression. It means that a person who acquires knowledge from reading and studying but lacks common sense. Book smart is a term that describes a person who has a lot of academic knowledge, which is learned from books and studying. So these book smart people may not necessarily have much practical or real world experience. Now these people who have the real world experience, we use the expression street smart for them. Book smart is a person having only academic knowledge. Street smart is someone who actually has experienced life, who can work in the real life situations. So that's the difference. Let's have a look at a few examples and then it will be clear for you. Kavita may be book smart, but she has no common sense. How many times do I have to remind her to look both ways before crossing the street? So this happens with people. Okay, next example can be, there is a similarity between us in that she is more street smart than book smart. You can use it for somebody who you think is similar to you, who is not just book smart. It's important to be street smart as well. Alright, the next example is, sure, he is plenty book smart, but Uday doesn't have the first clue about how the world really works. He wouldn't last a week in the city on his own. So this is how we use this expression book smart. Go use it. These are very contemporary kind of expressions and you should use them more often while talking to people. Okay, the next one is also something which is very relevant in these times. Buy the book. Buy the book. Note it down. It's a very significant one. It means doing something in accordance with the rules. Now, doing something by the books means you strictly follow the rules and guidelines which are already being laid. Let's have a look at an example. So it'll obviously be more easy for you to use it. Amit does everything by the book. So, you know it is getting done right. I really appreciate that type of dedication. Now, this is a positive sentence which is trying to say that books by the book is doing things by the book is a good thing. The another way is that my boss really likes to do things by the book, and this makes us all very vigilant, or this needs us all to be vigilant all the time. The another example is the lawyers want to make sure we have done everything strictly by the book. Now, for lawyers and these kind of people, it's very important that they do everything by the books. Okay, we have finally come down to the last expression of the day, and that is to cook the books. To cook the books doesn't mean that we are preparing a dish or we are preparing something, a recipe with the books. No, not at all. It means to manipulate in very simple way. To cook the books means to falsify information which includes some facts or figures. It is an idiom and it means to alter official accounting records in order to deceive or mislead. So we use it in official terms or in accounting terms. Let's have a look at a few examples. Jatin changed numbers dishonestly in the accounts of his organization in order to steal money from it. Next example would be, whatever you do, do not cook the books. If you are someone who is honest and who doesn't like a lot of manipulation, then you can use it. Okay, the next one would be, the committee admitted that in its recent trials, many officials cooked the books. And the last example would be, her partner had been cooking the books for many years, but because she was the CEO, she got the blame for her company's collapse. So this is how you can also use cook the books. All right. So how was this whole session for you? What all have you learned? I'm assuming that you've noted it down in some notebook or a diary, whatever you're maintaining, because this is how, if you have records by the end of 10th session, I can promise you that you would be able to express yourself in a very advanced manner when it comes to working on your speaking skills. You'll feel amazing and very confident while talking to people. Now, coming to today's homework, what you are going to do, and I know very few of you have come this far, so the people who have come till here, who are ending the session with me, will leave a comment saying session completed, and you're going to tell me one topic that you're reading today. Today's homework is a reading task. You are going to read one passage, one story, one paragraph, one excerpt from any book of your choice, and pick up 4 new words or 4 words that you feel are nice words, something which is new for you or something that you would like to use, and type these 4 vocabulary words along with session completed. So I would get to know about the serious learners, the learners who are with me thoroughly. So session completed along with the 4 new words from the passage that you're reading. Okay, so we are ending this second session, and your responses would give me a lot of motivation and enthuse to continue with these free classes. If I'm going to get the same dull response, then it would be very hard for me to go on with the sessions. So keep boosting my motivation, also keep boosting my energy so that I can come up and create more free lessons for you. All right, I wish you a lot of wisdom to improve your English on your own. I keep saying that self-learning is the best learning. So good luck to you and take care of yourself. Bye for now.